Okay. Dennis, congratulations. Hey, quick question. Two Americans playing out there, and he has a big history having notoriety, so to speak. Is that always a goal of yours to beat a guy that's ranked ahead of you, especially an American?
Um, I mean, first of all, Stevie's pretty much my best friend on tour. And I don't look at it more that way. It's always kind of tough that we played each other first round, but of course, I'm gunning for him. With the history that he's had, how good of a player he's been, especially being a winner here. It's definitely a big win for me. But I just on grass, you kind of have to kind of focus on your own game, really execute, because it's one of those surfaces where when one guy is front running and playing really well, it's just so hard to play defense and turn it around. So that's kind of all I was really focusing on, and just happy I was able to get the win.
Yeah. How soft was the grass out there today?
It's pretty soft, but it's honestly it plays really well. I mean, from what it's been in previous years, this is pretty incredible. Everyone's kind of in shock. We're almost not even sure if we like it. It's like it's so good. I'm like, wow, okay, this is a kind of a curveball, but they did a tremendous job, and it really kind of changes the game plan here. You really can't just serve and volley. You can play from the back, but it's soft enough to where if you hit a slice and it really checks and it's away from the guy, it's going to be really tough to do anything. But you can't really hit it in the middle of the court and just hope for a dead bounce.
You guys take us back to the tiebreaker in the first set and how important it was for you to get up on that. Really?
Yeah, that first set, I thought was just kind of ugly. We both weren't serving well. I felt like we were both kind of just who could give it away. 6 breaks from both of us playing pretty well. It's kind of surprising, but I knew with all the chances I had, that breaker was pretty big for momentum. And I was just happy that I got a quick start. And that's usually the key in breakers. If you can get that 3-0, 4-1 lead and you can ride it out, it helps a lot. But if you're down love 3, 1-4 and you try to make that comeback, it's super difficult, especially on grass.
And did you feel like you served fairly well in this match?
Uh, I served well in moments, but honestly, consistently, I did not think I served really well. I had get broken in the second, 2 double faults in a row. Every time I was in trouble, I just did not make a first serve. I was kind of stubborn with where I was hitting, trying to overcome it. And that's kind of been an issue of mine sometimes in my career. But I felt towards the end, I really got it together and was able to spot serve really well and get those easy holes at the end.
Scott, talk about your run at Wimbledon. And did you bring that right into Newport and then into today and then into the rest of this week?
Yeah. I mean, I'm confident. I definitely feel like I can play the big moments. I trust in my game. And I'm riding the wave, but at the same time, whose speech? I think we were listening to the Georgia Tech football coach speech where it's about winning and just says, I don't even remember exactly what he said, but it was along the lines of something just never given to you. It's like the worst thing for it. It's like super mean to you or something. I don't know. I want to watch it, but it's you can't be entitled and feeling like just because I had such a good Wimbledon run, I'm going to win here and guys are just going to give it to me. I must feel like I have to work twice as hard because guys will maybe play a little bit looser against you because you have the momentum, you have the pressure to win. So I almost felt like I was a favorite to win based on my confidence level. But again, Stevie's a great player, so it could have been 50-50.
Right. No, so I mean, you've never been out of the round of 16 here. You've been to the round of 16 a few times. Is this the year you're going to do it because you're feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, Jensen Brooks is playing unbelievable this year, and I've already lost to him once. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I really can't overlook anybody, but with how confident I've been playing and getting winning a lot of matches in the last month, I would think I got a pretty good chance. But again, every day is a new day, so you have to be ready for it.
No, obviously you go to London and you lose to Novak. I mean, when people talk about the greatest of all time, what do you say? Who is the greatest men's player of all time?
I think he's the greatest of all time. I think he will surpass all the records by a lot when it's all said and done. He just plays the game so incredibly well. It would have been interesting to see if maybe their ages were a little bit different, if Fed was the youngest or if Rafa was the youngest. Obviously, it's not by much, but with maybe, I mean, at the same time, does Fed and Rafa do the extreme of what Novak is willing to do to be number one and do every single second of the day towards his tennis and being perfect, rather than like, maybe I'll have a Coke here and there or some little bit of candy. I mean, he doesn't put a bad thing in his body. It'd be interesting to see how good they would be in that circumstance. But I think Novak deserves to be the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He does things nobody's willing to do. And I don't even think he's just the GOAT in tennis. He could be the greatest athlete of all time.
Playing against Steve, who you said you're very close with. I mean, what is that like, knowing that you know his game and he knows your game, and there's no tricks? I mean, there's, you guys, there's no surprises out there.
There's no surprises. You almost have to find ways to surprise them, which is tough. And it's kind of the same story with anybody who's really close. It's, do you know that I know that you know that I know you're going to do that, and who does that better? And I was able to just sneak some things out today. But yeah, it's never easy. But I got lucky too. He didn't serve well.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks. Good.